Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 109th Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. It's the usual 31k rules, no arty, no LAs, 3 Berserkers max, 2 Horse Archers max, and 6 Cavalry max. The team I'm in today consists of Brotherhood member Cormac, who has bought the Rome Brutii faction. Then we have Brotherhood member Gladius, who has bought the Rome Julii faction. And then we have Brotherhood member Killer B. He's called himself Hannibal in this game, but I believe that it is Brotherhood member Killer B there, and he's bought the Rome Brutii faction. And then myself, Spartan Commander, who has bought the Rome Julii faction. So there's our team there, full of lots of experience, but you wait till you see the other team. This should be a great battle to watch with loads of action. And here is that other team. We have King's Clan member Arab, who has bought the Rome Scipio faction. You might have just seen his cavalry come out of hiding there. As you can see, you can actually hide in long grass on this map. And then we have a Brotherhood member Steve Longshanks, who has bought the SBQR faction. Then we have Brotherhood member Conan, who has also bought the Rome SBQR faction. And then we have Brotherhood member Spartan Leonidas, and he has bought the SBQR faction too. So there's the enemy team there, full of years and years of RTW experience there, and this should be a great team to fight. Just have a quick look at Conan's army here. Can you see that he's actually bought 18 units of infantry and only 2 cavalry? So as always when he brings these type of army, it'll be interesting to see how well it does with the great number of infantry against a small number of cavalry. Should be an interesting game to watch. And here we are at the very beginning of the battle here. As you can see here, I'm on the left flank here. In this game, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to be very aggressive, and I'm going to start the battle off by attacking by doing a left flanking action here. In a lot of my battle videos you will see that I've said that actually attacking can be a very good thing, because obviously if you attack, then the enemy have got to react to you. They've got to kind of, if you like, dance to your tune. They've got to kind of, as I say, react to what your movement is. So what I think I'm going to do in this battle is I'm going to do a bit of an attacking strategy here, so that newer players watching this can see what I mean when I say about attacking makes the enemy do what you kind of want them to do. They have to react to what you do. As you can see here, I'm starting by doing a left flanking action here, but if you notice that my allies have already got cavalry over to this left flank ready to support me. Now when you actually do an attack, if you start off an attack for your team, especially a flanking attack, very often you'll need support from your allies. The more the enemy sees of your forces on the flank that you're attacking on, the more they'll start moving their forces around, and therefore you can start disrupting their battle line, and you can make them kind of send reinforcements from one side to the other. Well, of course, if they send reinforcements over to the flank you're attacking, then the army that they've sent the reinforcements from has become weak, so that if your allies got a full army in front of them, then maybe they can attack. As you see, I'm pressing round here with that left flanking attack here. As you can see, my allies are backing me up with cavalry and even a couple of infantry support units as well. So I'm just going to keep the pressure on. Can you see my Brutii ally by the side of me as well, almost advancing as well on the enemy line, trying to put the pressure on the enemy team here. As you can see, I'm moving further and further around to the left, and my Brutii ally by the side of me is moving forward as well at the same time. As I say, the key to doing these flanking attacks is having support from your allies, probably mostly cavalry but some infantry, but also that your allies are putting pressure on the enemy as well. And this can sometimes disrupt the whole enemy battle line, because they're moving units from one side to the other, and it can open opportunities for you to hit. Here you can see my allies Brutio cavalry charging in there. He spotted that some of the enemy infantry are moving, and he's shot in there like a lightning hit with his cavalry. Look how many units of the enemy he's hit there and routed with that lightning cavalry charge. Nice little move there by my Brutio ally. And this is all stemming from the aggressive attack we're doing on the left. You see what I mean about disrupting enemy lines, making them run and move just when you want them to, and then you take advantage of that by charging in cavalry and routing a lot of the enemy units there. As I say, that was a nice little combination move by my allies. And you can see my other allies, Brutio cavalry, is hitting at the top there on my left. And you can see that we've routed a lot of the enemy units already, and that's just purely by this aggressive left flanking attack that we're doing. As I say, new players watching this, as long as you've got good allies that support you and put the pressure on the enemy, if you do a flanking attack like this, it can really make a difference in the battle. I'm just going to pause the battle here so we can take stock of the actual situation. As you can see here, I've moved right round to the left flank here with my ally support, and we've routed a lot of the enemy units. But also, can you see how we've disrupted the enemy line as well? Can you see how they've moved round? They're kind of a bit disorientated. They're not in the battle formation that they'd like to be facing us. We've kind of disrupted them a bit with some great cavalry hits and great infantry movement there as well. And you can see my allies keeping the pressure, and my Brutio infantry ally is keeping the pressure on the enemy as well. So we're both really pressurising them on the left flank. Over in the right centre, you can see there's not actually a lot going on there. It's just kind of those enemy armies and our allies' armies are kind of just holding the ground there at the moment. But if you notice that all the cavalry from all the armies now are over on the left flank. So even though these armies facing each other here don't seem to be doing a lot, their cavalry will be doing a lot of action over on that left flank. So let's see what happens when we restart the battle. As you can see, the enemy is starting to retaliate a little bit on this left flank here, but if you notice, I'm still moving forward. I'm still trying to keep the momentum going with my my attack here on the left, backed up with all my allies' cavalry and my Brutio ally by the side of me as well. We're just trying to keep the pressure on. As I say, the goal here is to try and obviously destroy as many enemy units as we can. Can you see my cavalry just charging in there? My Giulio cavalry just charging through my infantry into the enemy troops facing me. I'm hoping to be able to rout a few of the enemy units there with that hit. If you notice, I've gone right through the enemy units that are right in front of me, and I'm probably going to turn in now and try and get into the back of that other infantry that was fighting me. But I notice that there's some enemy reinforcements coming in now, so probably the best thing for me to do is to pull my cavalry back out through my troops there. But if you notice how aggressive we've been so far in this battle, but the enemy is starting to get a little bit more organised here on the left. Can you see they've got a lot of reinforcements, cavalry and infantry there. So there's a lot going on still on this left flank. Even though we have been aggressive, as I say, the enemy now have kind of got themselves organised. They've got reinforcements over there, and but the thing is, because we've pulled a lot of their reinforcements over, I'm now hoping that my teammates will be able to take advantage of that over on the right and on the right centre there. As you can see, we're putting in cavalry charge after cavalry charge into the enemy, trying to cause many casualties and rout as many units as we can. If you notice now, I've tried to straighten my army up with my Brutio ally now, rather than keep turning left, because my flank was being exposed to the enemy team there. Just going to pause the game for a second here so we can take stock of the situation. As you can see on the left flank here, as I said, the enemy have now got organised and they've got a heck of a lot of units over there. If you notice, a lot of our units are starting to rout. Can you see, I think basically nearly all my cavalry have routed, and a lot of my allies' Brutii cavalry and infantry units that were there have been routed as well. So the enemy have got really organised on our left there. So that could be a bit of a problem there. As I say, we started off aggressive, we started attacking, but now they've kind of turned the tables a little bit on that left flank. Meanwhile, over on our in our centre and over on the right flank there, you can see there's a bit of skirmishing going on there at the moment. If you notice that our teammate Cormac with his Brutier army there on the far right, what my guess is that he'd take his infantry army round the rear of the enemy. You can see the arrows pointed round the rear of the infantry, of the enemy infantry there, and charge in, as he's got no one stood in front of him. So that would be a great move by Cormac if he could do that. A nice tactical move. So there's the overall picture of the battle there. Let's see what happens when we restart. With the amount of enemy units here now on the left flank, it's kind of like, almost like, as you saw, I was attacking at the beginning, but now it's kind of turned into, I'm trying to hold. I'm trying to hold on that left flank now. If you see how outnumbered I am at the moment there, I'm just going to try and hold there in the hope that my allies will be able to get in behind the enemy troops and come in from there, from our right flank as well. But isn't it funny how the battle can change? As you saw earlier, we were being extremely aggressive and attacking, and now you can see now the tables have been turned, and it's me that's doing the defending now, and my allies. As you can see, Cormac's doing what I thought he might do earlier. He's taking his army around the flank and the rear of the enemy, which is a nice tactical move there. Once again, new players watching this, see how he's taking his whole army up. He's spotted the enemy's weakness there. Good battlefield awareness as he takes his army round. And as you can see, the pressure on my army at the moment, trying to hold in the on this left flank. Can you see the enemy are really aggressively trying to break my army there? Luckily, I've got great support from my allies who are coming round and over to help. But that is some kind of massive attack on my Julii infantry there. I can guarantee you that most of my units are extremely battle damaged now, and I'm just glad that I've got so much allied support there, or with that ferocious attack on my army they could well have started to rout there. As you can see, our allies are coming round on the right flank there. The enemy are aware, obviously, of our allies coming round on that flank, so they're obviously throwing units over there to try and slow down their advance. But by the looks of it now, we're trying to get in behind them, flank them. We've got cavalry in behind them as well, so at the moment, at this very time, it looks like things are looking pretty good for our team at the moment.
The enemy general is slain, and now his men fear us.
You see, we've just killed an enemy general there. They've just killed one of our generals there. But if you notice that several of the enemy units are starting to rout now due to the pressure of our allies coming in on that right flank. And if you see Cormac taking his army around the rear again, can you see his Brutier army taking him around the rear? As I say, nice little tactical move. Can you see there's enemy cavalry going into back of my infantry? So I think the tactic from their point of view was to try and break my my army there if they could have, and routed my army, and then they could have then turned their forces onto my allies there. But luckily, with great allied support, my Julii army managed to hold there, but it was only through allied support. It's very important there. As I say, new players watching this, there's lots of good things to watch here. Great tactical moves, great attack, great defence. As I say, the tactical moves, there's great infantry moves and really great cavalry hits going in as well. So it's kind of a lot to, if you like, to learn about RTW from this battle. As you can see, the enemy troops are now starting to rout. You see Cormac's brought the bulk of his army around the rear of the enemy now. That, of course, their units will know that they're getting surrounded. The enemy units will know they're getting surrounded, so their morale will drop, and therefore that will then probably lead to a lot of their units routing. As you see, it's kind of almost a chain rout there, as Cormac's fresh infantry that's just come round the rear has charged into them. So that was a nice little move there by Cormac. So as you can see now, it seems that
The enemy army is in
victory has
flight.
gone to our team
Drive them
in this
from the
battle, but it was a
battlefield.
great, really well, hard-fought battle there. But I just thought I would be very aggressive in this game with great ally support, just to show, as I say, new players watching this, how you can make the enemy react to you when you attack. The first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game there. There were some really great tactical moves of both infantry and cavalry by both teams there. Some great support as well. If you look at the kill count here, can you see that both Killer and Gladius were the attacking troops there for most of the battle, and that's why they got such great kills. If you notice that I started off attacking but then became a defender, if you like, and that's why my kills were not that good. But you see, Killer was attacking for most of that battle there, and that's why he got such great kills. So remember that if you want great kills, be a good attacker and keep going all the way through the battle. This is Spartan Commander saying, hope you enjoyed this battle and look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.